And then he's always the kid that throws me the curveballs. He decides he's going to go to a come and see. My most rebellious child decided that he was going to go to the come and see. What's a come and see? He explained it to me, and I'm like, I don't understand the order of this. I need to learn the words for it. And then God grew him into a postulant, and he did that for 1 year. And now he's in Redroad, Pennsylvania, and he's a first-year novitiate, and God grew him there. Now, when all this first started to transpire, people would come up to me and say, "Oh, I hear your son's going to be a priest." Whoa there, Nellie. I can't grow a priest. I can nourish my sons and pray, but this is for him to discern daily, and it's a long journey. He's not even taken his first vows. Will he? I pray so, but I can't grow that. But he's in a place right now where he needs to be, where they're nurturing him. The thing about my son that I want to tell you is, and I promise, this is in my notes, but I didn't actually say it. Father Zachary, I did not see your notes. I do talk about this, about the care that we give things, that God gives us. I want to tell you, I took good care of my garden. I loved those plants. I knew when they needed water. I knew when they didn't need water. And I had to learn some of those boundaries, right? It's in my notes. Have you ever overwatered a plant? I was laughing when Father Zachary said that, okay? That overwatering can be a problem. The helicopter mom. I have 3 boys. Maybe it was a little bit easier for me to not hover so much. You know, I used to say, unless there's blood, fire, vomit, I just didn't get too excited about anything that was going on in that house. Windows got broken, baseball mitts were in kitchen drawers. I don't understand these things. Who opened a Coke and it splattered on the wall? At any rate. So this was my Christopher, and I say that because please pray for us. But pray for my other 2 sons too. I've got one that I'm still just trying to get back into to just come to church even on Mother's Day. So what a mix, right? This mix that we have. My job is to nourish them by living my faith as faithfully as I can possibly live it, and love them, and trust that God causes the growth. And I can be a nerdy gardener for smaller things, but ultimately, I can't call those things forward. So I don't feel any shame. It's their life. I cannot live my sons' lives for them, and they can't live mine for me. Sometimes I say that with joy, and sometimes it just hurts. It can be a painful reality, which is my last and third point. Our vocation to love prepares us to grow in holiness, but only God causes the growth. I wrote something here in my prayer that I just want to read. As uniquely and lovingly as a single plant is selected and planted in a garden, we must not lose focus on the gardener who causes the growth. Our vocation to love shines through our fervent prayers and the care we offer to the plants He's given us to nurture. And this includes having the discernment to know when to leave a plant well enough alone. Right? I have 2 friends, Richard and Michelle, and they built a house. And they're young and very excited, and so they asked me. I came, took the tour, and we were walking the perimeter of the house outside, and Michelle was saying to her husband, "Oh, look, honey, we have a garden right here." She's doing what I did. "This is where this is going to be, and that's where that's going to be." And he looked at her and he said, "Babe, where there is no garden, there is no gardener." I'm going to close with a poem. It's called Trees, and it's written by Joyce Kilmer, and I think it's just fitting for the talks that we've had so far today. We are running short on time, I think about 5 minutes over, and I apologize. You have notes in there, but on my website, and that's on the notes. If you go to my website on Monday, I'll have the full transcript for this, and you can read it if you want. And I would encourage you, if you took notes, if God said something special, but then you're like, what was she saying when God said that? You can read those notes, because it's way more important that you write down what you hear him say than what you hear me say. So here's the poem. I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree whose hungry mouth is pressed against the earth's sweet flowing breast, a tree that looks at God all day and lifts her leafy arms to pray, a tree that may in summer wear a nest of robins in her hair, upon whose bosom snow has lain, who intimately lives with rain. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. Thank you.
Thank you again, Wendy. Yikes. Here we go. My daughter set that up. Did you do that on purpose? Where'd she go? Okay, so we're just going to do something really quickly. In your folder on the left-hand side, you will see in the back, hopefully, there is a QR code there for a survey. Is that right, Wendy? Is that where it is? If you guys do not mind, before we bring Jackie Francois back up, taking your phone out and doing that. And if you just don't want to do it now, just please make a point of doing it later so that we can have feedback before we get ready to do this again next year. Oh, okay, sure, of course. Take your minute. There are prayer teams upstairs for about another 10 minutes.
Also, I wanted to point out, I don't know if you guys had a chance to see, but kind of where you guys went to lunch, there's this frame out there. And the shirts that we're wearing, you guys can scan this QR code. Oh my gosh, I just ran. Sorry. But if you want to order any of the merchandise, It's on there. If you don't have your phone, there's some little cards you can take with you and place the orders later. And that's all.